Welcome everyone to Nintendo Game Talk. My name is Coloco and today's topic will be about OCTOPATH Traveler, the new game released by Square Enix on the Nintendo Switch. This game is incredible. It really is. It's blowing my expectations out of the water. And I think it's blowing everyone's expectation about how it was going to perform. I'm sure you guys know by now it's completely sold out on Amazon. Seems to be selling out in Japan, and it's a #1 on the Nintendo eShop as we speak. So complete success. Where's the problem? Well, there's no problem, but I did notice something. I was watching Mr. Dreamcast Guy's channel today, and he did say something that made me think, and that something is that this is the first release. This is the first release this year, 2018, on the Nintendo Switch. That is a must-have. And when you think about it, it really is. OCTOPATH Traveler is the first must-have game of the Nintendo Switch in 2018. Think about all the previous releases on this year. It was nothing that I would say is must-have. The two other exclusive games being Mario Tennis Aces and Kirby Star Allies, which I'm sorry, but those games, to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people, they're not considered must-haves on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, they didn't review exactly great. I mean, I was kind of looking forward to Mario Tennis Aces, but after seeing what the single-player campaign had, it was just kind of underwhelming, especially when you look at a game like Golf Story and you see that's an indie game, and look at what they did with the single-player campaign. And I'm not saying that it had to be that big, but getting a little bit off topic. The point is, are not something that you would call a system seller. For those that were looking to buy a Switch and they weren't convinced yet from last year's offering, which I'll get into that in a bit. Early 2018, I don't see anything that made someone convince them to get a Switch. Even something like Labo, I don't think that's enough. None of these games, none of these offerings, until now, until OCTOPATH Traveler, have been enough to say you need to buy this system. You can invest in the system now. You can be sure to have a good time with it. Now, why would those people need to be convinced? I mean, 2017 gave us arguably the greatest Legend of Zelda game ever made. It gave us one of the best Mario 3D games ever made. It gave us a fantastic JRPG in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I mean, it gave us a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, arguably the best Mario Kart game. It gave us a lot of reasons to invest in a Switch. So, for example, for me, I didn't need any large releases early in the year, because not only did I still have a ton of large games to play from last year, but I also had these great indie games that have still been consistent on the eShop week after week, month after month. Great indie titles that have kept me busy on my Switch. So I didn't need these large game releases. So to me, it doesn't make a difference. But to someone who hasn't invested in a Switch yet, I could see how early 2018 was just kind of meh if they weren't already convinced to get one earlier. I don't know if Nintendo originally thought that by the second year, by early 2018, more third-party games were going to be on the Switch. Maybe they were banking on the fact that once AAA third-party developers saw the Switch and how much it sold initially, maybe they were banking on the fact that, you know, a year and a half from now, a year from now, we're gonna have these large third-party titles. And to a certain extent, you do see that in Wolfenstein 2, but that's just Bethesda. That's one developer out of the many other developers. And you could also say, you know, yeah, we had Mario plus Rabbids, we had FIFA, we had NBA 2K. Yes, those are great. Those are great games, and they do sell, you know, and there is a large market for those. But we still have not gotten the huge, you know, the Assassin's Creeds, the Divisions, the CODs, and maybe they still are coming, and that's fine. But maybe Nintendo was banking on that for the early part of 2018. Maybe that was their plan the whole time, and it kind of just didn't work out. But it took me by surprise a little bit, because I really thought that Nintendo's plan was from here on out to completely back up the Switch with their IPs, no matter if there's third parties or not. Because if third parties see that Nintendo fans buy Nintendo games and only their games, they don't want to invest. Because let's be honest, if you have a Skyrim coming out, brand new Skyrim, and it releases the same month as a Legend of Zelda, no, that's not going to work out for you. You're going to have, you know, more people will buy that Legend of Zelda than they will the Skyrim. That's always been the problem with Nintendo systems and third parties, is that they have to compete with Nintendo's first party games. And you know, even with the Wii U, a lot of people still, even it only sold what, 14 million. There were still a lot of games sold that there were Nintendo first parties. You had Mario Kart 8 at like 8 million or so. You had Smash Brothers at 5 million, Splatoon at 4 million. So seems like third parties haven't gotten over that fear yet. And games like Octopath Traveler will help with that. They really will. I really do believe that when third parties see that games do sell just as well as they do on other systems, on Nintendo systems, then things will start rolling again. But until then, Nintendo really needs to step up and just keep producing their content on their machine. Because it's a problem when you have large third-party games that are going to other systems, not the Switch, and then you have 6 months or so of no must-have titles on the Switch, and you can see how it's lost a little bit of its momentum. Even I will agree. The Switch is still selling fantastic. It's still selling great, but not to the point of how it was last year with the momentum that they had. I really did think that they were going to continue that momentum of releasing a very large must-have title once every 2 months, once every month or so. But with that out of the way, okay, now that that stuff is out of the way, you now have a reason to buy the Switch. That's exclusive. Another large reason on Octopath Traveler. You now have the largest game in the world, Fortnite, on the Switch. Then you're going to get arguably the largest mobile game in the world, Arena of Valor, coming out later this year. You're going to get the two biggest IPs, or one of the two biggest IPs. Definitely Pokemon is the largest IP that Nintendo owns. I feel like that is. Yeah, I think it is. And Smash Brothers, the largest fighting IP in the world. I don't care what you say, it's a fighting game. It's going to be bonkers again. It's going to be like last year. You're not going to be able to purchase a Switch. It's going to be like Octopath Traveler is right now, where it's completely sold out. Come December, you will not be able to buy a Nintendo Switch. It's going to be sold out again. I guarantee it. And the momentum is just going to build up again. Now, whether or not, you know, it's just going to fall again in 2019, I guess we'll just have to see. You know, can Nintendo keep this momentum up again? We had a huge boost in 2017 with all these crazy games coming out. It's going to be the same thing at the end. You know, last half of 2018 is going to be the same exact way. First half of 2018 was kind of slow. What is 2019 going to bring? I don't know. We still got Metroid coming out. We still got Bayonetta 3 coming out. Pikmin, Animal Crossing, the new Pokemon game. It's possible that they can continue on with this momentum, but we'll just have to see. But until then, I'm just going to be enjoying this system, enjoying the games, because it's fantastic. So I want to know, have you guys played Octopath Traveler? Have you gotten your hands on it? What do you think about it? This game is beautiful. Just look at that. Look at that. Yeah, it's great. What do you think about it? What do you think of Nintendo's plan for 2018? Do you think it's going to be the same as the beginning of 2017? Let me know below. And if you like this video, please help me out. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and stick around for more Nintendo Game Talk. Later.